Welcome to the Emily Otto Show, business coaching for rebel healers, priestesses, and other witchy women. This podcast will give you the tools to help you build and scale your online healing business so you can help more people and make more money. My goal is for you to enjoy your life and business with plenty of time for pleasure and play. I am over the moon delighted you're here. Let's start today's episode.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Emily Otto Show. Oh my goodness. Okay, so first things first, I am so freaking excited that I have 2 one-on-one coaching spots open. Send me a message on any social media platform or shoot me an email. It's emily@emily-otto.com. It can be either a 3 or a 6-month coaching package, but the whole point is that you get to have one-on-one support over time so that you can build and scale your successful wild and witchy healing arts business. So 2 spots open for long-term, intense one-on-one coaching. You get me in your back pocket on Telegram, a walkie-talkie app. You get access to all of my live coaching programs, all of my pre-recorded coaching programs, and then 3 one-on-one video coaching calls every single freaking month during our time together. I love working in this way, the intensity, the accountability, the getting me in your back pocket full time. I have 2 of those spots open. And then I have 2 Telegram only coaching spots open. So if you're like, I don't have the time, I don't really want to participate in a live program or get like all these other things, I just want you in my back pocket Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, to cheer me on, to tweak my mindset, to help me figure out what to do next with my content marketing, with my organic social media marketing. This is for you. But wait, there's more. I also just launched VIP days. So I have VIP days open either here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, or virtually, and they are on freaking sale for a very limited time for $1,500. I am never offering them at this price again, but I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to do it because I've got 2 different styles for the VIP days. The first one is for you if you have not yet built your business, you don't have a program or a product suite, you just have an idea and you have skills. It's called Build Your Business in a Day. And you and I will literally be working through how to create your programs, your services, your freebie, what your branding is, what your niche is, and then creating a social media strategy for the next 90 days to have you sell out your offers and start to create the foundation for a wildly successful healing business. The other VIP day is the Rich Witch Wild Woman Abundance Activation. It's a mouthful, but I really like it. And this is for you if you already have a business, but it's starting to feel kind of dry, kind of like you're burning out, and you want to invoke more ritual, play, pleasure into every piece of it. And so it's you and me, ceremony, ecstatic dance, cacao, plant spirit medicine, future life progression, so that we can infuse your business with juice. All right. Those are the offers right now. I am so excited to bring these to you. Send me a message on any platform to get more details, and you can scope out my website for information on the VIP days and the one-on-one coaching, Telegram only coaching. I don't have any info for that out there. Just send me a message. Yay. Hello and welcome to another podcast episode for the Emily Otto Show. I am so excited because I'm here with my friend and coaching colleague, Kim, and we're going to talk to you about some juicy things today. But before we do that, would you mind introducing yourself, a little bit about who you are and what lights you up in the world?
I love the question of what lights me up in the world, because that's just the most funnest. I want to use the word funnest thing to do.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm Kim Coffin, an empowerment and sexuality coach, as well as a sex, love, and relationship coach, tantric sex coach, female sexuality coach, and relationship transformation coach. I do all of those things that involve us on our day-to-day about connecting and teaching humans how to connect to who they are, to really learn how to trust themselves. And for me, it starts in our sexuality. It's the biggest place that we have been the most disempowered. And when we can reclaim that just for ourselves, even, we can do anything else. Anything else.
I love that. I love that so freaking much. It's because it is empowering to trust yourself, to feel yourself, and to then operate in the world as if. That's a big deal.
Yeah. And for me, it's really about reconnecting to our body. I think we've become really so disconnected to the point we're doubting, we're people pleasing, we're just throwing shit at the wind and hoping it works, whether it's in business or relationships or life. And we're like, I don't know. But if we can slow down and reconnect to our body and reconnect to our sexuality and our inner knowing, our wisdom of our womb, the innate wisdom of our womb space and our body's messages, again, we can go do whatever we want. And we know that no matter what, we've got this and we're in our power.
And I think that's the hardest part, right? Is wait, hold on. What do I want? How do I connect to my body or listen to myself? Or if it's not recreating it, it could even be creating it for the first time, because we live in a dominant culture and in a society that says, don't listen to yourself, don't pay attention to your body, and, just do the sheeple thing. And hopefully that'll work out okay.
And even in business, this is how you're supposed to be doing it over here. No, you're not doing it right. It has to be like, go, 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 go. Like there's so many rules there too, right? I've also been an entrepreneur for over 26 years. So I bring lots of that into my work as well, because it's all connected.
It is all connected. I love that, and that you've been doing it for 26 years. So I'm sure you've seen, I've only been an entrepreneur for 3 or 4 years and was in corporate business before that. And I was really shocked coming out of the corporate world after 15 years of doing it somebody else's way, crying at every job, having all of these stupid rules, sitting 9 to 5 for no reason. And so I just assumed that entrepreneurship is like, you do what you want when you want, and you work less, and you don't struggle and strive, and you don't hustle and work 80 hours a week. And I'm looking around me thinking, what are you guys doing? Why? I would guess that a lot of that too is like, but you're choosing to hustle. I don't understand.
Yeah. And you live with a lot of connotations from friends, from family, from people who are seeing you running a pleasure-based business and taking care of you, your nervous system, and your needs while serving people. And people sometimes look at us like we have our heads like walking around headless, I guess we're going to say.
Oh, yeah. It's like, wait, you enjoy your work? You don't grind it out all day, every day? Like, no.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And they can very quickly think we're a little crazy, a little woo-woo, a little out there. But oh my gosh, there's so much more pleasure and ease and enjoyment in life, like true fulfillment.
And isn't that the point? Like, what's the point? The point isn't making bucket loads of money at the expense of yourself or your body or your relationship. It's loving everything that you do. More pleasure, more joy, more fun, more freedom.
Yeah. And I think you can still make bucket loads of money doing just that. Exactly. And it's not about that. It's about changing the narrative, changing the paradigm that we're living in that's toxic. So toxic, from politics to religion to corporations to, it's very toxic, and it's destroying us. It's killing us from the inside out.
It is literally killing us. And I know for me, that's part of what keeps me motivated to do my work in this podcast of helping women create businesses that they fucking love, because I don't see another way to survive. Like, no, there's thriving, and there's squeezing all the juice and the pleasure and the money and the joy and the time freedom out of it, having fun doing it, or I don't want it. I don't want any of it.
Yeah. I do want it to be turned on, juicy, lit up. Like, this is all of the things that we can learn how to do with our own body. And when we can do it with our body, we can start doing it with our business, and we can start taking it into our relationships and our friendships, wherever we're showing up. We want to be able to come from that embodied, turned on, alive, empowered place.
I love that. And so I think intimacy and sexuality based businesses like have this really unique flavor and edge, or it has to be like the embodied intimacy.
Yeah. To most, it's edgy. If they're not used to it, it's like, what's she doing?
Like, I want some of what she's having, but I don't know.
And I don't want to admit it. I want it, but I don't want to admit it because of the shame, because of the conditioning, because of the messaging that we haven't just been living in this lifetime. We're talking decades and thousands of years of conditioning and shame around our body, around our sexuality, around our turn on. And that is our life force.
I'm hearing so much permission and so much like not blaming self in your language.
It's not our problem. It's not our fault. It's not, we didn't do it. We've just been born into it.
Right.
And it's time to dismantle that in our own bodies for ourselves, not for our partners, whatever that may be, for ourselves. Because until we do, we're not able to fully show up in our businesses and in our lives.
No. And it's that I really know it's that authentic shine and attraction and empowerment that makes things easy and fun and abundant in every realm of life and business. But I think that sexuality and intimacy coaching businesses or relationship coaching, there's a huge spectrum of things related to intimacy and sexuality. I found with my clients, at least, it feels like it's really hard to get the ball rolling to connect to people. And I think it's because of the shame and the patterning and like, can I want this? Do I want this? I don't know if I can admit that I want this.
Yeah, there's that piece. Like, ooh, I want it, but I don't want to tell them I want it. I'm really afraid there. And then I think there's also a too much piece and a woman wound piece. And, oh, wait, actually, there's another one. There's the witch wound, right? Like there's so many pieces of if I do this, I am going to be shunned. I am going to lose my safety, my love, my belonging. I'm going to be labeled a slut. I'm going to be perceived as whatever it may be. And I might lose my relationships too. I might lose my clients. And then there's the piece of even admitting it.
Right. Admitting it to yourself instead of just being jealous or fearful of it. And then potentially interacting with somebody's podcast or content, right? Much less like reaching out to ask questions about it. As a successful business owner who travels in these realms of intimacy and sexuality, how did you work your way through it? And what would you say to folks who are just starting that style of business?
It starts with you. It starts with you getting locked in to who you are, because no matter what, there's going to be hard days. No matter what, there's going to be silence. No matter what, there's going to be people watching, but not admitting they're watching, right? So it really comes back down to you really deepening into your own embodiment, really deepening into your own sacred pleasure, really deepening and connecting. Like I love playing with Tantra and sacred sexuality because that is where I can connect to my inner power and to my outer powers, right? So into the universe, into the priestess, into the goddess, into these energies that are like, I've got this. And I need that on a regular basis to hold me because it's not always easy. Right. And then we get to allow ourselves to be, I want to use the words, the rose, like the rose, and attract people to us from the energy we give off, from the vibe, from the glow. I can't tell you how many times people have said, I've been watching you for like 2+, 3+ years. I read everything. And I'm like, pardon? And they're like, I don't know what you've got, but I want it.
Yeah.
But I'm not and I'm like, you haven't commented on anything ever.
I love the proof.
Yeah, it's evidence.
Right? Like that's evidence and proof. And I have had similar things happen where nothing, and all of a sudden this person comes out of the blue. But that's why it's so important to hold the faith, nail the strategy, and really be the woman you want to be, because
I'm back to you.
Yeah, they're watching, they're thinking, they're waiting, they're reading, they're soaking up everything. And even as a visualization practice, like people are watching, they're reading everything you're putting out there. And they're either waiting for the right time or the right thing that sparks them to say yes. And letting that unfold, I think, is the biggest trust of the universe. Like unfold with support and with divine timing.
Absolutely. And I get it. Like we hold so much fear in our bodies around our sexuality. So until we're either at a bottom point where we're like, okay, I need something, like I'm desperate here, which I don't want anybody to get to, but it's hard because the fear can feel so big, even just talking about sex, even just talking about sexuality. Not for everybody, depends where we are on the, I'm going to call it the spectrum, right? Where we are on there. But to the person who's like never done embodiment sexuality work, they are or intimacy work, they're like, ugh, like it's really scary. And it might not even be your fears. It might be your ancestors, it might be your mother, your grandmother, your great grandmother, like something that is very embodied in your body and you just don't know why. But it like, and it could be very, very unconscious too, right? That's why I love to work with the body, like very somatically talking and working with the body, because it holds all those answers. And when we can go into the body, we can see what else is in there. What are the blocks? What are the limiting beliefs? Where are the fears? Where are we holding our own selves back?
I think that's so critical. We are infinite spirits in finite bodies, and we're in this body, in this vessel for a reason. Working with it, finding embodiment practices, moving, being sensual, being sexual, being expressive, like tuning in, touching ourselves. I will never forget taking a dance class with a friend, and she invited us to touch ourselves during the dance class. And I was like, oh, I can touch myself whenever I want to. That was mind blowing.
Yes, you're making me clear a ton here as you're talking about this piece. But yeah, because, and my first thoughts when we started doing embodiment dancing, like, and touching, my original thoughts were actually shame and, oh my gosh, this feels like good. Does this mean something about me? Does this mean that, like, there's so many things for other thoughts where I'm going to hell for even doing this and liking this, like,
totally.
There's so many thoughts and fears. And it wasn't like I grew up in a house that was like preaching church and religion down my throat either. So it's like, it doesn't matter. We're receiving those messages no matter our upbringing.
Yes.
So there's a lot of messages that it's not safe, which threatens our safety, love, and belonging in our nervous system. But it is safe because, as you said, when we touch our body and we feel and we can dance and we can just connect to our soul essence of who we are, our womb, our heart, and then as well as the universe, like all of it, when we can connect to that, that is where we are grounded. That is where we are locked in. That is where we get the courage to go and show up and do the things that we secretly want to do.
The things that the world needs, the things that we need.
Yes.
Like those desires are there for a reason. Right? Like, I don't believe in a vengeful God, goddess, gods. Like, if you have a desire, you have something you want to create in the world, it's there for a reason. And
absolutely. Absolutely. If that desire is yours, it's like tapping you on the shoulder. Hello, you want to listen to me? Our body likes to give us little messages, little whispers. You know, some of mine over the years are like, slow down, listen to me, connect
as well.
Right. And those are brilliant messages because when we do slow down, we can get the messages. They're clear. We can follow. Our desires are safe to follow. Yeah.
Oh, that's such a beautiful affirmation. Our desires are safe to follow. I love it. Oh my gosh. I'm so grateful that we did a podcast episode on your podcast. And I do feel every time we get to talking, it's like, oh, we could just do this for hours. This is great.
We could. Yeah.
So if people want more, they want more of you and how to connect with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
The best way to connect with me, if you're just like messages, let's talk, like personally message me, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it may be, message me, email me. Business per se is Get Your Sexy Back. So email is Kim at Get Your Sexy Back. You're always, and .ca for Canada, if you want to remember that one that way. It's also kimcoffin.com. They all work, but you can reach out and get in touch. And I'd love to connect. If they want to really drop into, okay, I do need some of these embodiment practices, like I do need to reconnect to my body, to release some of the shame, to step into my power and to feel this turn on and this juice and this energy that both you and I are carrying on this call, because of course we're total pussy queens. If they want that, but they're still kind of like, ooh, I don't know, I'm afraid, reach out. The Sacred Pleasure membership is a beautiful place to start, because it's just like a little chance to dip your toe in to sacred pleasure, to show up live and get your questions answered, or simply hide and watch all the replays. It doesn't matter. There's so many practices in there each month, and it's free. Like the first month right now is free, and then it's $44 a month from there. And it is the most epic membership that I've put together that is worth way more, like pushing into the thousands for what I'm offering. But I really want this to be something to hold as many humans as possible, because we need this. We need this. And if you want to talk about private coaching, we can obviously talk about that as well. I do offer private coaching, one-on-one or one-on-two, depending what you're looking for in relationship or single. Tons of options, but the membership is amazing. Amazing.
Awesome.
And there's no obligation. So if you try it for a month or two and you're like, no problem. No problem.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me and having this beautiful conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
That's it for today. Share this episode with other Rebel healers so they too can make more money and deeply support their people. Join my free Facebook group at Business Coaching for Rebel Healers with Emily Otto, and stay tuned for next week's episode. XOXO.